If you've been looking for affordable neighborhoods near the Austin area, then you probably have come across Jarrell, Texas in your search. This is going to be your ultimate guide. We're going to be covering everything from schools to business opportunities to where is Jarrell and why is it super advantageous from its strategic location, and then some. Hi, my name is Omar Pineda. I'm an Austin realtor with eXp Realty. Let's get into it. So let me start my presentation here. For those of my folks who are Canva wizards, you guys are my people because I love Canva too. Do we look good? Okay, so this is what to expect from this video. We're first going to be talking about where exactly is Jarrell, Texas in relation to Austin, and why is it so strategic, and why are so many big developers moving and considering Jarrell, Texas as their next place to build. We're going to be talking a little bit about their school system, actually a lot about their school system. We're going to be talking about the district achievements and celebrations, quality of living, healthcare, opportunities from the business side, and new construction homes. And these master plan communities are popping up with affordable housing. Now, where is Jarrell, Texas? Jarrell, Texas is just a hop, skip, and a jump off the I-35 corridor, about 12 miles just north of charming Georgetown. Now, as far as distance, it's roughly about an hour away from downtown Austin, and it's under 3 hours from Waco, Texas. Now, I'm going to show you here a little bit later on where exactly that is on the map so you can visually have like an idea of what that looks like. But it is centrally located, and because it's located off I-35, you'll see just how convenient it is to have a major highway like that. So population-wise, we're looking at 12,500 and counting. So small town vibes for sure, making it the perfect blend of a small town charm and growing community spirit. So land of opportunity, here we go. With over 1,000 square miles of prime development land in the county, Jarrell sits smack dab in one of the nation's hottest growth zones. Jarrell and its surrounding region are committed to promoting health and quality of life, ensuring that residents have plenty of space to stretch their legs and enjoy the great outdoors. Now, one thing, if you come to Jarrell, Texas, you're going to see it's a lot of flat land. That's a lot of flat farmland. And there's just so much space. And one thing that I've noticed when I was touring a lot of the master plan communities and just what the direction that Jarrell is going in is they're trying to create a community where it's very walkable. They're really trying to keep in mind the natural vegetation, the natural landscape, and trying to not disrupt it too much. And walkability. I know I see that all over social media. You know, we need more third places. We need more places to walk around. We need more trails. We need more time with nature, and that is exactly what Jarrell's. That's what the direction they're heading in. That's what they have in their mindset. And I'm going to be going to a city update where usually I hear the city mayor, the school superintendent, and the chief of police that's put on by my board, where I get to hear in person from these people and get the latest scoop. And that's going to be coming up here in the next couple weeks, and I'll make sure to drop a video concerning that and what I find out. So if that's something that piques your interest, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that. And again, the country charm. It's at the border of Williamson County and Bell County. So you have Williamson County, and then you have Bell County north of Williamson, right? And let's see here now. Now, Jarrell offers the best of both worlds, and it's rapidly becoming the go-to spot for families seeking refuge from the hustle and bustle of fast urban life. Now, this picture in the very in the background that's a little bit faded, that has an opacity of 30% for those of you who do your own marketing. That is actually one of the communities that I flew my drone over. This was Cool Water at Centera that we're going to look at a little bit later, but that's just showing you some of the one of the new master plan communities here in the background. So going on with where is Jarrell, Texas, thanks to Williamson County's rocketing growth, it's ranked the 4th fastest growing county in Texas. That's Williamson County. Jarrell, Texas is a part of that. Jarrell has seen a jaw-dropping 95% increase in population from 2018 and now. So if you get nothing from this video, momentum. That Jarrell has so much of it building because of all this opportunity that not just developers see, but because it's still an affordable price point. So people are moving here to not only get a brand new home, get one at an attractive starting price point. I'm talking anywhere from the high 200s and up. So workforce wise, because of its strategic location and rising economy, it's attracting a lot of diverse and talented people. So when you have a talented workforce, a strategic location, that's a recipe for economic development, is what I'm saying. And new homes. This is what I really want for us to take a look at. Let's take a look at some of these master plan communities. So here we have Jarrell, Texas, right? Here's Jarrell, Texas. Here's Georgetown that I said was 12 miles south, right? So this is all Williamson County still. And you see how it's off I-35, and I-35 is like one of those main arteries when it comes to Texas, if you're looking at it from a logistics standpoint, right? And if we go north, we have Waco right here, and Waco is slowly becoming, I've never been, but Waco, even though I've never been, I've definitely heard of it because of the TV show, and it is growing. I mean, I would take a wild guess and say in next 10, 20 years, Waco's building south and we're building north. We're eventually going to meet here in the middle. We're eventually going to meet. If everything goes according to plan, because Belton, Texas, right here is where an Army base is, Fort Hood. So there's already a lot of momentum I'm hearing up here. And if there's momentum here and momentum in Waco, I mean, do the math. It's slowly adding up where it's just, and because there's so much land to develop. That's another thing here. There's so much land to develop. So let's zoom in real quick and look at these 4 master plan communities they have so far. We have Eastwood at Centerra. Now there's multiple builders for each of these communities. I just bookmarked one of them. So Century Communities is the name of the builder, but it's not, I'm sure they're not the only one. I've only actually visited Cool Waters at Centerra. I haven't been, and Centerra itself. So Centerra is the name of one, and Cool Water at Centerra is the new one that they're building. LGI Homes is the builder. Again, there's multiple builders here, so you're gonna have options to choose from, and you have Centix Homes. That's the name of another builder. And then I haven't been here yet. I'm excited to go tour this soon. Seasons at Culmet 2 by Richmond American Homes, and I've heard good things about American Homes. I can't wait to see one live and in person. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see some new construction homes in this area. I fly my drone. I do some awesome home tours. I have like a little sub series in my channel called Discovering New Construction around Austin. That's where I dump all my videos so you guys can see. So you could see just how, I mean, from the map perspective, they seem really close to each other. But when you're in there live and in person, it doesn't feel like that. But you could just see visually, there's 4 master plan communities, hundreds and hundreds of homes being built at an affordable price point, right? So Jarrell, here's I-35 to this downtown Austin. That more or less, I would say, is like an hour. If you're taking the toll road, I-130, you get there a lot faster. So, but 35 would probably be your most direct route. That's probably what your Google Maps would say, unless you want to take the toll road. That would get you there faster, because I think you can go like 80 here. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's continue on. So schools, let's get into schools. Educational hub, Jarrell ISD, Independent School District, is the heart of education in Central Texas, covering a sprawling 84 square miles. It's conveniently nestled between the cultural hubs of Austin and Waco. We kind of saw that in the map earlier, making it a prime spot for families seeking top-notch schooling. District demographics. Here we go. With boundaries stretching across Jarrell, Centerra, parts of Sun City, and even dipping into Georgetown. Now, remember, Jarrell's the name of the city. Sunterra is the name of one of the communities. Parts of Sun City, that's more towards Georgetown. That's another city. I think they have like a 55 plus community there, and even dipping into Georgetown. So I will admit, in the city of Jarrell, Texas, there's not a whole lot to do. Not to say there isn't, but if you were to compare it to Georgetown, it has not as much. But the point I'm trying to make here is that even though it doesn't, which is your opportunity, and that's why you can get into it at a more affordable price point, because the demand is building, but it's not quite there yet like it is in Georgetown. But Georgetown is just like 15-20 minutes south, and you could experience all that anyways off I-35. So that's the big point I'm trying to make here. Student body wise, 3,500 students and counting. Jarrell ISD has had a growth rate of 11% since August 2021. Enrollment numbers are projected to increase to more than 5,000 by 2024-25 school year. Now, check this out. So we have all the names of the schools, right, from elementary all the way to high school, right? And up top we have 2023 all the way to 2030. Now, everything in blue is what they're projecting is they're going to be over capacity when it comes to enrollment of students. So the big draw here is that they are going to be building more schools in the future. So here, everything you see in green is what's currently active, and everything in yellow is what they have projected for future use for more schools. Let's read this up here. The district has 14 actively building subdivisions. Within Jarrell ISD, there are 8 future subdivisions. Of these, groundwork is underway on 863 lots with 6 subdivisions. Now, that groundwork, I'm assuming, is all the electrical utility stuff, probably the piping. I mean, just everything that goes underground to hook up all these residential homes is probably what I believe that's referring to. But this is just a good visualization of Jarrell itself, what's currently active, what's underway being built, and in the yellow, the future, the growth, the momentum that Jarrell is building right now is ridiculous. As I'm recording this, April 2024. Here's a nice little visual of their future enrollment projections and their current enrollment history. Now we can see here there's an upward trend, and especially what they're forecasting, if the past is any indication of the future. And check out this wild stat: an average of 25% annual growth, expected to double enrollment in the next 5 years. In the next 3 years, a little over 2,200 new students. Next 5 years, 3,881 new students. Next 10 years, 8,054 students. I mean, with that much anticipation for schools, you can just imagine if that's gonna bleed and affect home values, just the demand for more people wanting to come here. And if you're lucky enough to be watching this in 2024, you are getting in almost at the ground level, because there's still affordable houses here, and builders right now are offering some amazing incentives as we go into the summer season. So no place for hate here. Now we're moving on to the district achievements and celebrations, and they have quite a few that I was really pleasantly surprised to read. No place for hate. In 2020-2021, Jarrell ISD, so that's Independent School District, and its schools, Jarrell Elementary, Ego Elementary, Jarrell Middle School, and Jarrell High School proudly earned the prestigious No Place for Hate distinction from the Anti-Defamation League. That's pretty cool. Innovative grants. So the Jarrell Education Foundation handed out its inaugural round of innovative classroom grants, showering 18 lucky staff members with over $19,000 to fuel their creative teaching endeavors. Yeah, enough said. That's super cool. Let's see, taxpayer savings. Here's a big one. Since November 2020, Jarrell ISD has been rolling in the savings, slashing a cool $4.7 million off taxpayer bills through some savvy bond refinancing. Cha-ching! A lot of the bond is what is used to build the roads, the infrastructure, and a lot of the school systems. And that's where the property taxes come into play. But I don't think I included it in this presentation, but I did read that they were able, with the bond they just recently passed, to build these more elementary schools. They did not have to raise property taxes to do so. They figured a way around it. So that just shows you they're fiscally responsible here in Jarrell. Communication boost. Moving on. Thanks to the city of Jarrell and the Jarrell Police Department's generosity, the district's communication with local first responders just got a major upgrade with $45,000 worth of radios donated. $45,000 worth of radios donated. I wonder how fancy they look. Moving on, Healthcare Hub. This one was really interesting when I read this. Jarrell ISD teamed up with the Texas A&M College of Nursing and Blue Bonnet Community Services to bring a family health center right to Jarrell's doorstep, and it opened in the fall of 2021. Do I have that? I remember marking all the healthcares on the map. Let's see. If it's not on this one, it's probably on another slide. But we'll just crack on. Now, Paint Jarrell Blue. This was fun. Jarrell ISD launched Paint Jarrell Blue, a feel-good initiative celebrating the stars of our community. Students, staff, parents, and beyond. Because who doesn't love a splash of blue and a whole lot of positivity? Who knows out there in my community what the blue means, as far as, you know how all the colors have like a different mood or different feeling? I know blue is definitely probably one of those calming colors that triggers something, you know, if not emotionally or like something just relaxation wise, but love blue. Love that initiative. And instructional innovation. So the Jarrell ISD instructional coaching program was featured in the Texas Association of Community Schools magazine. The article addresses how the district's instructional coaches support teachers, develop curriculum, analyze data, and facilitate instructional practices and more. Not too shabby. So, I mean, that's just a mentoring program within the education system. So if you're a teacher and you're watching this from not a state outside of Texas, that's not Texas, I mean, Jarrell should be on you should consider Jarrell if you're not happy where you currently are, because you have affordable housing. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know there's grants for teachers, just like with first responders, just like with I think U.S. military and jobs like that. So that, coupled with the builder's incentives, we can get you into a home at an affordable price point in the high 200s. I would say in the 300s, somewhere in that range. But we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out and we'll get you in the door. Let's see. So yeah, they have a great mentorship program. I mean, teachers are getting grants of almost $20,000. We don't hear that enough. I hear so much negativity with educators not getting paid enough, and they're using their own money to pay for school supplies, and it doesn't feel like that's what Jarrell is experiencing right now. Quality of living, affordable living. I'm going to keep saying that a lot throughout this video because Jarrell is an emerging market. It has very affordable price points right now, but when I conclude this video, the one thing I really want you to draw from this is that it is building momentum, and that these prices will not stay like this for the foreseeable future, because people are gobbling up this inventory. So where was I? Okay, so Jarrell offers a wallet-friendly lifestyle with a cost of living that's 9.2% lower than a national average. So 9.2% lower than the national average. So check this out. In 2017, the median price of a home was $217,900. Fast forward to 2023, we have the median price of a home that's $377,500. So since 2017, Jarrell has experienced 11.6% in home value growth. So quality of living, prime real estate. Beyond its convenient location and easy access to I-35, Jarrell boasts an abundance of reasonably priced land with all the perks, from favorable topography to a top-tier labor force. This is where opportunity knocks and opens the door wide. So prime real estate, affordable land, not just affordable land for developers to build houses, and probably, I'm sure, build something commercial and multi-use. Community growth. Jarrell isn't just growing, it's thriving thanks to its community that's laser focused on positive progress. With incentives aplenty for those looking to expand the economic base, there's room at the table for everyone who shares Jarrell's values. So why just live when you can thrive? I love that. Healthcare. This was fascinating, and I'm actually it was pleasantly surprised, actually. Medical marvels. So Williamson and Bell counties, right? Remember, we got Williamson right here, and then Bell County to the north, are healthcare hotspots with a thriving biomedical community and a slew of top-notch healthcare centers, advanced health education, and cutting-edge biomedical research. It's like having a healthcare paradise in our backyard. So if you're a teacher, an educator, or you're in the medical field and you work for a hospital, somewhere, anything remotely close to that industry, you'll see Jarrell has what you're looking for. So hang on here a second. So I have the communities here. I wanted to point out the healthcare and employers. Do I have it for Jarrell? No, I don't. But I do have it for the healthcare. Okay, so everything in green that you see across, those are all the major hospitals and clinics that I bookmarked. So you can see in relation to where Jarrell is right here, where these 4 houses are, we have so many south. And this is all within, I would say, a 30-minute drive. It's the ones down in the south here, at least. Up here, probably within 45 minutes, because Temple's not too far. But you have Temple, which I think this is the VA. Yep, the VA. And then you have Baylor, Scott, and White. And those are all over Austin, and a very respected hospital. Let's see here now. But then you can kind of see here what we have here in the south, where Georgetown was. This is Cedar Park, Round Rock. So this is Williamson County, right? And then here, I mean, these are the two that are just almost pretty much downtown. So very good location when it comes to healthcare. If you're elderly or that's your profession, you will have work here. Convenient care. So for Jarrell residents, access to world-class healthcare is a breeze, with some of the finest facilities just a 30-minute drive away. That's closer than what most folks in big cities can boast. So who says you can't sacrifice quality for small town charm? Moving on, more opportunity. So economic boom, strategic location, city connections, right? So let's start with economic boom. So Texas' thriving economy is a magnet for businesses worldwide, and the opportunities are endless. From local startups to growth enterprises, everyone's eyeing the Lone Star State for growth. Believe it or not, in Georgetown, Texas, a big part of their local economy are from small to medium-sized businesses. There's not that many large corporations or large businesses in the city of Georgetown, which I kind of like. That's not to say that there aren't in the surrounding areas, but in the city of Georgetown itself, the good chunk of it, of people employed, are from small, medium-sized businesses. So strategic location, I kind of been the I-35, but here, the Texas Triangle, right? So it's a mega region encompassing 2/3 of the state. It's not just a town, it's a gateway to endless possibilities. So I really want to show you what that looks like. Can I go back to the map here? Hang on a second. Yeah, let me show you what that map. So this is the Texas Triangle, right? So we have Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington, right? This is what do you call this? Like the Metroplex, Metropolitan. These are 3 ginormous cities back to back to back. And then you have San Antonio and you have Houston. So this is the Texas Triangle, right? And Austin's kind of like somewhere in the middle and more offset to the left. But there is Jarrell, Texas, right here. Right here. So keep an eye on these little 4 homes as I zoom out. You can kind of see, right? And you'll see here, 35 goes up to Dallas. It comes all the way down to, it should go down to San Antonio. If we zoom in, yep, San Antonio, right? So this is a major artery from a logistics standpoint, right? Of Jarrell, Texas, right? A lot of ground transportation is going to go through I-35 to deliver to Austin, to deliver to San Antonio, and that's why Jarrell is on the is a target for not just employers, but for a lot of residents who are looking to get into an affordable house. So I hope that made sense. Let's see here now. So we talked about the Texas Triangle, right? And strategic location. So yeah, Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio. I kind of just showed you that on the map. But again, being on I-35, an artery of Texas is, I think, a big plus, big pro to move to Jarrell, Texas. So from a business perspective, right? Proximity to major MSAs, stress-free commutes, and reverse community trend. So let's take a look at each one of these. So proximity to major MSAs, right? So within an hour's drive from Jarrell, you'll find the bustling metropolitan statistical areas. So that's what MSAs is, metropolitan statistical areas of Austin and Temple, Belton, and Killeen. Boast a combined workforce of over 1.4 million people with an unemployment rate below 3.5%. That's a whole lot of talent just waiting to be tapped in. So the unemployment rate, I think that's low compared to the national average, but I think what this is saying is that there is a talent workforce here. And because of where it's located, with Austin in the south and Killeen, Belton area to the north, where Fort Hood is, there's a lot of opportunity for jobs and for business owners to tap into that workforce if you want to set up shop here. So stress-free commutes. So because they completed the expansion of I-35 and SH-130, commuting from nearby communities like Austin and Temple is a breeze, reducing stress and increasing efficiency. Plus, ongoing expansions like SH-195 promise even shorter drive times from areas like Killeen and Bell County. So I think I showed you on the map here that there's two major hospitals here, right? So especially if you're in the medical field, and what your commute would look like if the 35 is congested. This is the I-95 that they're talking about, right? No, they talked about the 130. So the 130, if I zoom in, I think it'll pop up more. Where are you, 130? I know I saw you the other day. Isn't 130? Oh, they're talking about this. I got confused with with 195. Okay, so they're doing some expansions with. No, it is 195. Oh, I was looking here. I was tripping. So 195. I was right. Okay, so here's a 195 that will take you to Killeen, and this is where the Fort Hood Army base is. So you have Killeen, you have Belton, right? So this is another way to get to this area and get to these hospitals if 35 is too congested. So big point is there's more than one way to avoid traffic if need be. And again, this is just what they have now. With everything I'm reading about Jarrell and where the direction they're heading when it comes to their infrastructure, they're going to probably continue to build more. So let's hear now. Jarrell is riding on this is cool, is riding the wave of reverse commuting. I bet you that's the first time you've heard that, because it was the first time for me, where residents opt to work in suburban areas rather than city centers. It's not just a place to live, it's a thriving hub of opportunity. So for my work from home people, my remote workers, Danielle, I'm talking to you. This is your haven. You'll be with many people just like you that believe in this reverse commuting world. And I know I do. With technology the way it is, we don't have to. I think, and this is kind of off topic here, the way I envision the future, where we have these city centers, where a huge concentration of where people work and live, because of we're a growing population. It doesn't make sense, and it's impractical to have city centers, especially the way we've developed it from an infrastructure standpoint. So with technology the way it is, it's possible to venture outside the city limits, so you can tap into affordable housing and still be able to work and produce the same thing you would if you were in the office, depending on the job. I think some jobs you have to be in person, but for a lot of technology-driven jobs, you don't have to be anymore. You don't have to be. And that's just my opinion. Okay, so prime business location. Okay, I'm going to hurry up here a little bit because we're running kind of long on time. Almost 30 minutes here now. So prime business location, right, is strategic because of I-35. It's a mega magnet because of that, right? And check this out. This was interesting. So Jarrell is on the upswing with building permit growth rates, skyrocketing from 2018 to 2021. So from 2018 to 2019, we had 21% of building permits. From 2019 to 2020, 15%. I'm sure COVID had something to do with that. And from 2020 to 2021, 39%. So an upward trend of building permitting growth, building permits for the city of Jarrell, Texas, indicating that it is growing. There is momentum on its side. So I think I already covered this already from previous. I kind of jumped the gun. These new construction homes. We'll take one last look at them. Right now, there's 4 communities that I'm tracking. We have Centerra. That's one. And then we have Coolwater at Centerra. So that's another one. I know the Centerra is the same that those people off, but it's another one. These are master plan communities that have amenities for like a community pool. I don't think I have to double check, but I'm not sure if they have a fishing pond, but they're building more and more. I think they're actually at Coolwater Centerra. They're building a second amenity center, like with the pool and everything. That's going to be completed this summer. And then we have Eastwood at Centerra. So Centerra is like the key word here. So think Jarrell, think Centerra. And then on the opposite end of I-35, we have the Lone Star Seasons at Calumet 2. I wonder where 1 is at. It's probably in the south, because I know American Homes, the builder. This is the name of the builder. I know they're building the south of Austin too. So here you have it. Here are the 4. And I know they look really close together, but if you're here in person, they're not. It'll look really far out. I'll actually try to link in the description. I did fly my drone in Jarrell, so you can see what that looks like and get just a nice visual. So I'll link that in the description. And if I forgot, just let me know in the comments. Say like, hey, you didn't do what you said, and I'll remember to just post it again. I'll update the description is what I'm saying. So why are you not here yet? After everything I just said about all the momentum Jarrell is experiencing and what it will experience looking ahead, especially when we look at the way that how many more elementary schools are being built, or just schools in general. They still have an attractive a price point that's affordable for more folks. I mean, it's starting in the high 200s. And but from what I've seen as far as like inventory that's ready to move in the next 30 to 60 days, then we're kind of going 300,000 and north of that, because people just want specific floor plans. But they have almost each of these builders have multiple, like at least a dozen different floor plans, different price points for people, right? It just depends on what your timeline is and how quickly can we move and pre-approval and all that. But that's what the consultation's for. So what is your next step? The quickest way to get a hold of me is to email me or use my link in the description to schedule a Zoom call. Okay. If you call me, more than likely I may not pick up. If I do pick up, I'm probably in the middle of doing something and I'm busy, and we're not going to have a meaningful conversation. That's why I really stick to my schedule. Use that link so I'm aware of it, and then I can prepare myself better for it, and that way we can both utilize our time more efficiently, and it can be a more meaningful conversation if we do it that way. So reach out to me, send me a text, email. That way we can get you on the calendar, and we can I can share with you more what Jarrell is experiencing, especially after I go to their city update, where I talk to the city mayor, the superintendent, and the chief of police. So I appreciate you for watching. My name is Omar Pineda. I'm your Austin realtor with eXp Realty, and I'll catch you in the next one.